What's up, YouTube? MCold40 here, bringing you guys the first place deck profile from YCS Toronto, brought by Joshua Graham. So, Josh has decided our meta for us. But first, Jeff Jones, Joshua Graham, splendid finale to a splendid tournament. You guys both did very well. If you guys want to see Jeff Jones's deck list, it will be on Mega Capital G's channel. I'm also probably going to do a little analyzation video of it sometime the next day or two. But let's dig into Graham's deck, for those of you that are curious. Double Maxi, with anticipation for windups in their 4-card OTK, he decided to opt to play Maxi based on those grounds. This card is very excellent for the mirror match, and, slows down your opponent a lot more than you think it would because of the threat of Gores. One Sangan, paired with double Tour Guide. As you see, he's not playing any Tour Bus or Night Assailant. Very good call. Me and my good friend M were talking about Snowman Eater. We came to the conclusion that it is the best card in the deck, unfortunately, because you can set it, your opponent will ram into it, you clear their board of their one monster, and then you can proceed to OTK them. Next up, Double Thunder King. This card does the same thing that Snowman Eater does, but it allows you to stall in a much different way to slow down the game state and force your opponent to recalculate what they're doing. Next up, I'm really surprised he's only playing Double Windup Magician. Windup Magician's that card that opens up every OTK in your deck, but considering that it can be a really dead draw without Shark, I can kind of understand why he opted for two. 3 rat, 3 rabbit, 3 rat, 3 shark, pretty standard for the deck. Same thing with Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, Monster Reborn. I'm really kind of surprised to see Mystical Space Type in this format. Seems to be a lot more back row heavy than we've previously seen in other formats. So 3 Mystical, I'm kind of surprised that he didn't play the 3 in the main instead of opted for 2. Next up, Pot of Avarice, pretty standard. Another thing that stuck out to me a lot was duality. I understand with Thunder King and Snowmania, you're able to stall to get your combo pieces. And it's a very strong turn 1 play, which allows you to set up for your traps. A lot of people are talking about Windup Factory being unnecessary, but it's like playing Black Winds without Black Whirlwind, so you have to play it. Double Bottomless, he's playing very trap heavy once again. Double Mystical, or Double Dimensional Prison, and Double Mirror Force. Attacks are very crucial this format, a lot more than others. You have to basically play chess with your opponent, and if they, put their best piece in the way, you can take advantage of that really fast. And then Triple Solemns and Double TT brings us to a close in the main. Yes, he's playing 42 for consistency reasons. Any less than that, you can have problems. It's kind of a standard gadget theory, 6 gadgets, 42 cards. Every 7 cards should effectively be a gadget. You would hope. So, I do like what he has came up with there. Moving on to the side, 1 Max C. Very, very curious as to see why he did this. I understand that the 2 in the main might not be enough in certain matchups, and with the 3rd, you can draw crazy. Same thing with Snowman Eater. Once again, best card in the deck in my opinion. I'm very interested to see that he can sight into the hand loop if necessary. Hunter's not what it used to be, and it's not as mandatory as it once was, so seeing it in the side is understandable. Double Dimensional Fissure. Certain decks are problems, like Dark World and Insectors, but they're not always going to be your main problem, and I think that he opted to play the 2 to get the same result as 3. Messenger Piece. This one shocked me a lot. Now that Insectors aren't a deck, well, they are, but they're not. Messenger Piece allows him to gather his combo pieces really fast and to sit on Snowman Eater until you can XYZ. And you can just shut it off on your standby phase anyway. Next up, 3rd Mystical. Oh, so that's where that went. Double Soul Taker. It's good to see that he has the monster destruction on the side. If he plays against heroes, Soul Taker gives him that really crucial 1-for-1. And Dust Tornadoes. I'm glad to see that he's playing more back row hate with his side. Back rows in 3s or 4s this format, even with Heavy Storm existing, is really a hassle. And instead of Effect Veilers, he's opting for the Fiendish Chain, which is really good. It's either Effect Veiler or Fiendish Chain, and at least Fiendish Chain stops the monster from attacking. Next up for the extra deck, it looks pretty standard, but I'm going to go into it anyway. Adreas for your 5 plays. Levier, Maestro. For those of you who don't know, there's 4 OTKs. If you're interested in seeing them, they're on Team Minority SPG's channel. The thing with Shockmaster is you can lock your opponent out of their save monster cards, I'm going to say. So, call monster, no Gores, no Trag, no Battle Fader, no Swift Scarecrow. You attack for game safely. It's a really ridiculous maneuver, so you got to love them. Leviathan, Giga Brilliant, another OTK. Acid Golem, the card that makes all of your OTKs. Temtem Tempo. A lot of players seem to bring out Acid Golem, so Temtem Tempo just kind of screws over their Acid Golem. Tyrus, and then all these wind up exceeds. I'm actually very curious to know why he opted to play the 2 Zen mains. I suppose that there were some matchups to where he actually needed the second, but having double Zen mains on the field kind of says that your opponent loses. And then this other guy causes another OTK. So, in conclusion, I'm very, very excited to see that windups won this event. Yes, it means that our meta is becoming ever more defined, but there's still a few questions I have, like, will psychics, continue to surface thanks to Jeff Jones? Keep in mind, this was an 800-man YCS. This wasn't a YCS per se in the States, and it only had 800 people, so knowing how Yu-Gi-Oh players are, they're going to talk down on this event, even though it's setting the stage for the format. So let me know what you guys have to say in the comments down below. Appreciate what you guys have to say. And I'm out, guys. Peace.